Hey Flosstube, this is Tyler with Will It Stitch. Here I am with my first official Flosstube update video. Um, First, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who watched my whip parade, commented on my whip parade, subscribed. I really appreciate it. I thought maybe on the high end I'd have 100 views. Um, so I've really been blown away by the community really showing up, and I'm really appreciative of it. So, a couple things I do want to discuss. I did figure out since that whip parade how to mirror images or mirror the videos so that hopefully moving forward, um, things will be in a way that you can read the pattern and other things. I've also learned how to insert photos into the video, so all of my PDF patterns and anything else, I should be able to get a photo in the screen up here. Since the last video, I do have an email if you'd like to reach out to me. It's just willitstitch@gmail.com. And I did also create an Instagram, willitstitch, as well. I don't post a whole lot. It's really hard for me to keep up with social media. I do like to go on there and everybody else's content, but for me it's really hard to actually get content on there. One of the questions I did have on my last video is regarding the Pretty Pumpkins by Glendon Place. Sorry, I thought I had these all unzipped. This pattern right here, somebody had asked if there's beads in this pattern. There are no beads. This is 100% cross stitch here. And it does have a fairly extensive floss list. And I'm doing DMC on this one. I did not work on this one this time around. I'll probably pick this up in a few months. I don't know that I'm going to get to it in February either, but wanted to answer that question. So, as far as what I completed in January, I did get one finish. I think I've got 9 or 10 projects that I worked on to show you. 2 of those being my 2 Whip Go starts for January. I have already started one of my February Whip Go starts, and the second one I will be starting probably this upcoming weekend. I'm super excited about my Whip Go starts. It's just been phenomenal so far. So as a reminder, I am doing 25 new starts. I'm hoping to do 25 finishes, but all my projects are very large. So in January, we had Blackbeard's Princess by Mirabilia, and then Flowers of Quaker by Rose Manor. My goal is to complete 5 days. On each project, I did complete those goals. And then for February, number 7 and 8 were pulled. 7 was Oh Christmas Tree by Lavender and Lace. That I did start yesterday. And then 8... where is it? I'm seeing it backwards. Is down here. It's Winter Rose Manor. I think that's With Thy Needle and Thread. Yeah. So super excited about both these pulls because I've been wanting to start these 2 for well over a year at this point. So I will just jump into my finish. This is A Year in the Woods series, the Reindeer by Cottage Garden Samplings. I did stitch mine on 40 count dwarf by Picture This Plus. And I was actually able to finish this during snowpocalypse down here in the south. Which at the end of the video, I'll insert a few photos of that. This is my finish. I'm super excited to have it done. It's really pretty. I'm not going to fully finish this until I have the other 3 from the series I'm going to do. Because like I mentioned in my whip parade, I am doing 4 of these from the series as a seasonal project. And this one will be my winter. And the other 3 are in my whip go starts for this year. So that was finished on Tuesday, January 21st, which here in Florida, I mean, I live about 7 blocks north of the Intercoastal Waterway, and on the other side of that is Pensacola NAS. We got 8 inches of snow at my house, and some of my family members in the area had like 9, close to 10 inches. Insane. It was wild. I didn't leave the house for 2 days. The next one that I worked on is Take Life with Tequila, which this is a PDF pattern. So I will insert a photo of it right here so you can see it finished. And this is where I'm at on it. I was able to work on the top color down here in Tequila, and that was really it. As I mentioned in my whip parade, I don't really like working on PDF patterns because I do like to watch Flosstube while I stitch. But I was able to get some work done on this one. And this one I do hope to actually finish this year. This is being stitched on 18 count natural, I believe. Yeah. 18 count Rustico Ada Natural by Artis. And again, I mentioned this in my whip parade. I think that Emma Congdon's Stitch Rovia designs work really well for this Artis fabric because all you have to do is pick one of the fabrics and I mean, you're just about guaranteed that it's going to fit on it perfectly. So that was the first project that I worked on. This next one I had started as like a blessing sampler. I don't know if this can be considered a blessing sampler. It's so small. But for me it was, and unfortunately I did not finish it. But this is Goodwill by Little House Needleworks. I got this from a dear friend who I met via Facebook D-Stash group. And I got this fully kitted with the crescent colors. And this is where I got to on it. So it's pretty, it's muted. The colors are a little too muted for my taste. I think that's probably why I didn't finish it. But it is really pretty. I like the purples in it. And this is being stitched 1/1 on a 25 count Stormy Clouds Lugana with the call for crescent colors. So it is a fun stitch. I don't know why I just couldn't bring myself to finish it. Probably because I've got so many other patterns with like really beautiful vibrant colors. I don't know. So the next one was my birthday start from this past year at the end of October. This is All Hallows Eve by, I think, Blueberry Ridge. Yeah, Blueberry Ridge Designs. And again, this one I'm going to be submitting to the Pensacola Interstate Fair once it's finished. Which I've been trying to be like Sarah from Handmade by Sarah W. and really savoring and stretching the stitch out, but it's so fun to work on that it's just hard to put it down. So I didn't work on it a whole lot in January, but I did get a second page finish there in the top left. Started on some of the leaves on that tree. So this one is really fun. It is so pretty. I'm obsessed. And it's being stitched 2/2 on a 32 count. Oh goodness. Yes, a 32 count almond milk Lugana, which I think in my whip parade I said that the fabric was not almond milk. I stand corrected. It is almond milk. I can't remember the dyer. It could be Fiber on a Whim. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, being stitched with all the called for, with the exception of the black. I am using Anchor Black for that. So again, that's where I'm at. I am going to pull this out again in February. I think if I continue on it the way I am, I'm probably going to have it done by April, which kind of sucks because this one is so fun to stitch. Oops, sorry about that. The next one I worked on is out of Cross Stitch for the Earth magazine or book. This is Emma Congdon from Stitch Rovia. I am stitching this one right here. We don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. Really pretty. I don't think I showed all the designs from this book in my whip parade, but here they are. I want to stitch almost every single one from this book. Definitely this one here, this one down here, probably in the in-between pines. I mean, there's so many from this book that I want to stitch. This one, that one, yeah, just beautiful. So I did get some fairly good progress on this one. I was able to finish out the bears. I did all the gray up here in the mountain. Took some of the grays and greens down. So, really like this project. It's just a little bit slow going. I don't know why, but it is. And this is being stitched on an 18 count vintage from Artiste as well. 2/1 Ada square. The next one I started was an unplanned new start. I did want to get something started for Valentine's Day, so I just whipped out this Valentine's Trio by Waxing Moon Designs. Really pretty, and I'm going to stitch all 3 of these in a row. And I'm stitching this pattern with DMC with the exception of the actual colors of the house. I did pull 3 overdyed flosses in variations of pink and red for this pattern. And I'm going to be stitching them in a row. So not as 3 individuals. And I'm stitching this 1/2 on 36 count Lakeside Light Exemplar. And this is where I got on this pattern. So working on that top house, which I'm going to do is the middle house. This one was a lot of fun to stitch. I'm not really big on Valentines, but I really do like these waxing moon trios. I think they're a lot of fun. I think it'd be fun to finish a bunch of these and swap them out seasonally, you know, for the holidays or whatever, because I've got several of them. So that is that one. I am going to be working on that one in February. I have no plans to finish it. Don't think I will. Let's see. For the dark color, I'm using Color and Cotton Cherry Cobbler. For the medium pink, I'm using Gentle Arts Poppy. And then for the light one, I'm going to be using Gentle Arts Cameo Pink. And I started that January 19th. All right, next was my New Year, New Start, also a Whip Go Start. This is Flowers of Quaker by Rose Manor. Really pretty, but this pattern's a beast. And I think there was a lot of color changes for no reason, because a lot of these colors, they're showing up and appearing like they could be from the same bobbin. So I did get at least 5 days on this. I know I probably worked on it a total of 8. Oh gosh. This is where I'm at. Almost got that whole center motif finished, and then I took it down a little bit. This is being stitched 3/2 as this floss comes off the bobbin on 28 count mushroom Lugana with all the called for Valentine threads. So here they are. I mean, they look really pretty, and on the bobbins they look like completely separate colors. But I have used all of these colors in this pattern, and it looks like I've got maybe 6 colors in there. I don't know. This one's been really frustrating me. I am going to finish it. I do think the design is beautiful. It's just been really frustrating. And my LNS, Creative Needle Arts, they actually do have the Valentine thread packs for this pattern. Well, they've got one. They've got one left. So if you are wanting to start this project and you don't have the floss yet, reach out to Creative Needle Arts and Gulf Shores, and they'll send you the thread pack for this pattern. So that's that one. All right, the next one was my second Whip Go start in January. This is Blackbeard's Princess by Mirabilia. This is just so pretty. I can't get over it. And I got some really good progress on this one. This one, again, really, really hard to put down. And here's where I got on it. So I've almost got the border all the way around. I did start up on that center top motif there. And for the border, I just did a half cross and then did a full cross every 10. There's the actual mermaid tail right there. I've got the seahorse almost completely done there. So yeah, this one is a lot of fun to stitch. And it's being stitched 2/2 on a 32 count crazy hamster fabric. She does sell her fabric on Facebook de-stash groups. There is no colored name to it, but she does list out the comparative DMCs that are similar, or kind of the modeling that you can see in the fabric. And I'm going to have a fair bit up here when this project's done to be able to use for something else, so that is super exciting. Color's not really coming up. That's more true to color. It's a little bit more greeny than it appears. So that is that one. Love this project. I'm super excited about this one. And that one was started on the 6th of January. So I believe that was right after my whip parade. Got 2 more to show. This next one is another Mirabilia. This is Camille and Bloom. Beautiful. And since my whip parade, I have made an executive decision on this one to not stitch that frame. So where the black ends is the end of my stitching. I'm not doing that frame. So this one is being stitched 2/2 on a 32 count cream Lugana by Zweigart. And here's where I'm at on her. So I had some good progress on her. I did finish all of the cross stitch other than her face from about this point up. And then I continued to take the black all the way down, not all the way down, but a good chunk of the way down, and then some of that blue there in her dress. And I am using Anchor Black. I do prefer to use Anchor Black over DMC 310, but she is so gorgeous. I really love stitching flowers, and I love flowers in a design. And just bold colors. I like bold colors. So yeah, not doing the frame. This is going to be her. I'll just have this one framed really tight because I'm not going around that black. I think the frame is like 6 or 7 lines deep on it at least, and I'm not doing that. So that is that one. I would like to have a finish on that one this year. Of course, my goal is to have 25 finishes in 2025. We're into February. I've only got 1 so far, so I'm going to need to get a move on. And then the last project that I picked up, I started working on this on my lunch break at work. And this is, oh goodness, I think it's the Spirit of Christmas. Yes, Spirit of Christmas by Lavender and Lace. I don't think I worked on this at all in 2024. And I don't know why, because it's absolutely stunning. I love this pattern. And this one is still in the Q-snap because, like I said, I am working on it during lunch. And I went over here and started the ribbon and the wreath. There. And this is being stitched 2/2 on 28 count mushroom. I believe, no, this is light taupe. 28 count light taupe. I just love this pattern so much. When this is finished, I'm gonna get it professionally framed, and it's gonna be very hard for me to not have this out all year. So those were the projects that I worked on. Now, the Whip Go pulls for February were number 7 and 8. So we've got Oh Christmas Tree. Super excited. That one I've started. And then Winter Rose Manor by With Thy Needle and Thread, which I have not started yet. But like I said earlier, I do plan on starting that later this week or this next weekend. So this is Oh Christmas Tree by Lavender and Lace. It is so beautiful. And again, I've made an executive decision on this one. I made this decision last night, actually. I'm not going to be stitching this frame that goes around the tree like that. It's just going to be the tree, the children, and I may omit Oh Christmas Tree down there at the bottom. I'm not sure about that yet. Excuse me. So, this one is being stitched on a 32 count Dove by Color and Cotton. It's being stitched 2/2. I've got a fairly small start on it. I worked on it yesterday. But I've also gone to my LNS yesterday, which was a lot of fun. I've got a few things to show you. So that's where I got to. I started at the top of the tree. I've got 3 colors in there right now, believe it or not. And this one is a lot of fun to stitch. So this is Oh Christmas Tree by Lavender and Lace. On 32 count Dove from Color and Cotton. I need to write that on my index card before I forget. I am trying to keep track of my start and finish dates, which I haven't done in the past. So, obviously, the next one I'm going to start this month is Winter Rose Manor With Thy Needle and Thread. So many people have stitched this. It is so pretty. And on this one, I've done almost a full color conversion. We'll see how it turns out. I got the inspiration from the Sarahs, so Handmade by Sarah W. and Sarah Stitchery here on YouTube. They changed the pink in the house, and I just decided to go for it and change almost all the colors. So these are the flosses I'm going to be using for this one. It's still tentative. It may change when I actually start stitching it up. And the pink I'm going to use for the house is Tea Rose by Gentle Arts. This was all pulled from Stash here. And if you want me to go through all the changes, I can. But like I said, it's still tentative. That was color number 133 from Needle Necessities. I'm going to do this for the green. And that is going to be stitched on a 36 count mystery linen. I have no idea what it is. But I think these colors are going to look really good on this fabric. All right. Now, I do want to go over a couple projects that I have decided I'm going to be just restarting. Let me see. Maybe it's just one. Sorry, y'all. I've got to put notes too. I've got a pile down here. I thought I opened these. Sorry. The first one is going to be my Ophelia by Mirabilia. I don't know why I started this on 36 count when there are all kinds of beads in this project. So this one is going to be restarted on a 32 count. I have not pulled fabric for it yet. I may want to purchase another piece of Highland by Picture This Plus because I really like how it looks on this fabric. It's just, oh, that's the back. It's just way too small of a count for this with all the beads and stuff. I don't know what I was thinking. So this one is going to be a restart at some point. Don't know when that will be. Super frustrating. And then I have decided to restart my little Disney projects for the third time. So I will actually insert mock-ups of what these are supposed to look like here. Again, we've got like the villains and the protagonists. I don't know if these are still available on Etsy. I haven't looked, but I had figured out that I think the reason that I'm not going to stitch this project is because I'm doing it 2/1 on 18 count, hand dyed by me. So it's just really tight and it's just not enjoyable to stitch. And I don't care that I've got all this work done on it already. It's going to be a restart at some point. So again, this is where I'm at on the protagonist on this one. Really sucks, but it's just not enjoyable to stitch, and I'm never going to pick this up unless I do actually restart it. So that's the protagonist, and this is the villains right here. Again, on 18 count, hand dyed by me, stitch 2/1. So potentially I could give these away. Now bear with this because these were, when I got back into stitching in 2020, I was stitching in hand. So these are both stitch in hand. My stitches do not lay super pretty on it. And like I said, it is 2/1 on 18 count. So potentially at some point when I do actually restart these, I could give these away as a set to somebody who may have the patience to finish these out on their own. And of course, that is if, you know, the pattern's available. I don't know if it's still available. If I'm able to find a link, I'll put it in the description box. But yeah, so another executive decision made there. Now I think that is all of my whips, my whip go, my restarts. So I do have a little bit of haul that I would like to share. If this is not your thing, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again for my end of February, beginning of March update. Other than that, I am going to go straight into a haul. So this is more than I typically do haul, and actually 2025 is supposed to be a no-buy, low-buy year for me. I was only planning on purchasing beads and floss. January, I slipped. So not a good start to my no-buy, low-buy 2025, but I am going to be getting back on the wagon because I did make a trip to my LNS yesterday and was able to kit up some of the things that I know that I'm going to be starting this year. So hopefully I'm not making any more large haul purchases. So the first ones that I want to show you, I did get 3 Mirabilia patterns this month. One was a pattern with the bead pack that I got on eBay, and this was offered at a really great price. And of course I love Mirabilia, so I've got several Mirabilia patterns in lavender and lace, and now I've got some Bella Filipinas that I'll show as well. But this is the garden party. This is so pretty, and it did come with the bead pack. Again, this was sold at a really great price, so I thought, hey, I'll snatch it. And I do love Mirabilia. I mean, anything with bold colors like that and flowers, I want it. I want to stitch it. So that was the first thing. The second Mirabilia pattern I did get was Mary Mary. This is the new Christmas design that came out. Is this a 2024? It is 2024. Obviously, I do love stitching Christmas, and I love Mirabilia. So, really excited about this one. I may start it this next holiday season. We'll see. I would like to finish out Spirit of Christmas first, but we'll see. I don't know that that one's going to be a finish this year. The third one, I am super, super excited about. This is Mirabilia's Blooming Bride. Oh, goodness. This is from 1996. I mean, look at the flowers in her dress. That is stunning. Super excited about this. I mean, I almost just want to stitch the flowers, but I will stitch her too. But that one is so pretty. Next, I did purchase a lot of Bella Filipinas on Facebook D-Stash group. And for what I paid for all this, it's really criminal. I almost feel terrible because this came with 10 Bella Filipinas, one that was fully kitted, less the DMC, another one that was fully kitted, less the DMC, and the Krynic or treasure braid. So this is the first one, and this is the one that came fully kitted with the beads and the treasure braid. Of course, less the Krynic. And this has 7 treasure braids. in it. And like 20, 30 bead packs. It's absolutely insane. So I'm super excited about this one. I mean, look at the colors. She is so pretty. So I may end up doing some swapping on my Whipco board, which I already know. I am removing the mini bouquet collection from Jeanette Douglas Designs. Unfortunately, just because I don't want to purchase all those floss, and I do want to stitch that one with called for. So that one I do know is going to be off my Whipco board. So I'm going to have to pop something else on it. I do have some other projects that I've got kitted up that I may pop in its place, but I do reserve the right to remove and swap out Whipco as it suits me. This is another Bella Filipina that came in that lot. And again, I mean, for what I purchased this lot for, like I said, I almost feel bad because it was definitely worth well more than I purchased these for. Look at that one. Wow. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. I don't know that all of these are really my style, but we'll see. They could be. This one, the color is blown out on this one. This must have been one of the earlier designs. 2016. So those were the Bella Filipinas. Now, at my LNS, I went to my LNS yesterday. I did get a gift card for Christmas, though I did spend well over that gift card. That's fine. So I was able to get several things kitted up that I do know that I want to start this year, maybe. The first one that I'm going to show is from the Sweet Land of Liberty by Blackbeard Designs. And I'm going to be stitching a Salute to Abigail. That's that sampler right there. That one. Super pretty. Called fors are Glorianas. But I'm going to be stitching mine with Soir Cristal by Karen. And I think it's going to look really, really pretty with these flosses. So that is the first one I've got kitted up. Next is Home for the Holidays book by Blackbeard Designs. This one's tentative. This is Christmas Garden. I know a lot of people have been stitching this year. I too want to stitch this one. And I am going to try out these Oasis Silk and Rayon Blend floss. I purchased these on eBay. So we'll see about that. I'm going to stitch this on 36 count Sugar Cream Pie by Stitch Me. So I think that's going to be really pretty. That one, I'm pretty sure I'm going to start this year. And then, obviously, we all love this design as well. 'Tis the Season. This beautiful red bird. And again, I did pull some of those Oasis silk and rayon blends for this one. We'll see. And this I'm going to be stitching on, it looks like a mystery 36 count. That is that one. Next, now I already had these flosses and I had the pattern, but I didn't have fabric for it. So this is Consider the Lilies by Heartstring Samplery. I think we all know this one. It's beautiful. And I did a full color conversion for this. So I wanted mine to be more bold and bright. So I just pulled some colors from Stash. And this is still tentative. I do reserve the right to change some colors up. But I'm going to be stitching this on 40 count lamb's wool. And I did purchase a fat half for this project. And these are mostly Gentle Arts that I pulled. And I think it's going to be really pretty. I'm really excited about that one. Next, I do have a couple kits that I had purchased. This one, this beautiful flower bouquet. I don't know what it says, but it's beautiful. Then I also got this one right here. Oh my gosh, stunning. And I'm thinking I'm going to swap the fabric out on this one. I did also purchase some kits from my dear friend Sharon out of the Facebook Destash group. This is the first one. Usilla Heirloom Collection. This is M.A. Hoffman Sampler 1848. Really pretty. It's got all the floss, the fabric, full kit. I did also get from her, this is the Poly Coffin Sampler. Again, another kit. All the floss and the fabric. Next, I've got the Ann Amos Sampler. That's really pretty, really fun. So I'm excited about that one. And the Sarah Kuel Sampler. So I do want to get into more sampler stitching. Excuse me. Because I don't have a whole lot of samplers. I actually don't think I've even stitched a sampler before. So I do want to get more into that. At my LNS, I did also purchase most of the floss other than the Gentle Arts, which I had, for Bramble Cottage, my Blueberry Ridge Designs. This is going to be one of my Whipco starts this year. So pretty. I already had the 40 count blush, Newcastle linen. So I did get the weeks and the classic colorworks that I didn't have, and just pulled the Gentle Arts from my stash, because I do have a fairly significant Gentle Arts stash built up. I need to put these on a ring. So I think this one's going to look really good on this fabric. I'm really excited about that start. Just a few more things. So this one I think is going to be my birthday start in October this year. This is Away We Ride by Blackbeard Designs. I think everybody is super excited about this project. I've seen a lot of people finish it, a lot of people working on it. And I too want to work on it. So for this one, I'm going to be stitching that project on a 32 count Crazy Hamster fabric. Which is really pretty. And I did get all of the called for, with the exception of Garden Gate and Onyx. So yeah, the Garden Gate they did not have, so for that I did pull I believe it was Gentle Arts Storm Clouds in lieu of Garden Gate, and then in lieu of, oh no, I did get Onyx. Oh, in lieu of Heirloom Gold, I'm doing Gold Leaf. Just pulled from stash. So that is that one. I'm probably going to be starting for my birthday this year in October. I did purchase this pattern at Creative Needle Arts. This is Halloween Greetings by Blackbeard Designs. This is actually stitched with just one highly variegated floss. But I pulled 3 floss for it. So I've got a green, a very dark blackish purple, and an orange. So I'm going to do obviously the vine in the green, little acorns I will do in the orange, and then the words in this blackish purple. And I think that'll look really good. I may do this one as my birthday start, and then do, oh goodness, what is that one called? Away We Ride as a Whipco start. The last thing I promised that I have to show, I just purchased 2 threads for this pattern. This is Twisted Christmas Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. I've had this pattern for a couple years. I think it came out in Market. And I'm going to be stitching it on 36 count. I don't have the fabric pulled for it yet. So I did have 3 of the dinky dyes for it, but I couldn't find the red. So at my LNS we did find this red by Planet Earth Fibers. It's another silk. I think it'll work really well for this pattern. So I have no plans to start this one this year maybe, but I did want to go ahead and have the floss ready for it so that I could whenever I was ready to. So that is all of my haul, and I promise my haul is not going to be like that in the future. This was a wild month for me. So here at the end, I'm just going to pop in some photos of the snow that we received here. And again, I am like 7 blocks up from the Intercoastal Waterway, so this was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I have never in my life seen snow like that. I have lived in the Southeast my whole life, so primarily here in Pensacola, Florida, where I was born and raised. I did briefly live in Ocala. I've lived in Huntsville, Alabama for about 3 years, and then I had a stint in New Orleans as well. So we got 8 inches of snow here. I do have some of my plants I am really concerned may be dead, primarily my bottle brush tree and my Little John bottle brush bushes that I have around it. Possibly I can pop in a photo of those. So it was wild. It was absolutely insane. But other than that, that is really it as far as my stitching life goes. So thank you so much for catching up with me in my Flosstube number 2. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks, y'all.